Yes, students. So, welcome back with the video 2, and we were on the last line of page 64. So, from that day onwards, yeah, on the first day, so far we have learned that yes, the Sergi appointed asked the man to chop woods for him, and the beggar also agreed. And Sergi was happy that yes, that man is doing something good. He started finally working, and he is not begging. And Sergi became happy and said, "Okay, give him half a ruble, and tell him to come on the first day of the month to chop woods for us." So the following month again, the beggar came, and but still he was again not in the situation of condition of standing, but still he came to chop the woods. So from that day on, he often appeared in the yard, and every time work was found for him. Now he would shovel snow, now put the wood shed in order, now beat the dust out of the rugs and mattresses. Every time he received from 20 to 40 kopecks at once. Kopecks here means the money he is receiving. Even a pair of old trousers were sent out to him. When Sergi moved into another house, he hired him to help him in packing and hauling the furniture. Packing and hauling means to pick up the furniture and put it on the cart, on the horse cart, lifting it. This time the waif, again waif here refers to the beggar, was sober, gloomy, and silent. He hardly touched the furniture and walked behind the wagons, hanging his head, not even making a pretense of appearing busy. So when this time he was called, so he was called for different work. But once he was called, because Saji said that yes, I'm shifting my house, so you have to come and pack and lift the furniture to the cart. So he came, but again he was not in a good shape. Okay, and he hardly did the job. Okay, he just walked behind the wagons, not even making a pretense, means not even pretending, not even acting that he is busy and he's trying to do the work. He only shivered in the cold and became embarrassed when the carters jeered at him. So carters here means the packing boys, okay? So the packing men who were there to pack the things. Jeered means made fun of him, at him for his idleness, his feebleness, and his tattered fancy overcoat. So they made fun of his dull appearance as well, and his torn off old overcoat as well. After the moving was over, Saji sent for him. "Well, I am happy that my words have taken effect," he said, handing him a ruble. "Here's for your pains. I see you are sober and have no objection to work. What's your name?" "Lushkov." "Well, Lushkov, I can now offer you some other cleaner employment." "Can you write?" "I can." "Then take this letter to my friend of mine tomorrow, and you will be given some copying to do. Work hard, don't drink, and remember what I have said to you. Goodbye." So now here Sergi was happy that he was trying to change himself, and Sergi. So when the things were shifted, Sergi called him and asked him, "Okay, well, I'm happy that you are working, and my words have had some effect on you. So tell me, what is your name?" So he says, "Yes, my name is Lushkov." So he says, "Okay, I have a better offer for you now. Can you write?" So he says, "Yes." So Lushkov, the beggar, says, "Yes, I can write." So Sergi says, "Okay, I have written a recommendation letter to my friend. Take this to my friend, and you will be given a better work. Copying to do means some kind of a printing work." And Sergi said goodbye to him. Pleased at having put a man on the right path, Sergi tapped Lushkov kindly on the shoulder, and even gave him his hand at parting. Lushkov took the letter, and from that day forth came no more to the yard for the work. So that was the final time when both the men, Sergi and Lushkov, met, and they bade goodbye to each other. Now let's see what happens further. So 2 years went by. So after 2 years, then one evening, as Sergi was standing at the ticket window of the theatre, paying for his seat, he noticed a little man beside him with a coat collar of curly fur and worn sealskin cap. So 2 years later, Sergi was standing at a ticket window of a theatre, and he was trying to buy a ticket. And next to him, a man was standing, and he was smartly dressed in expensive clothes, and he was wearing a coat with collar of curly fur, and he also wore he was wearing a very expensive hat, a sealskin hat. This little individual timidly asked the ticket seller for a seat in the gallery and paid for it in copper coins. So Sergey was noticing that person, and he saw that that person timidly here means in a very polite way, well mannered way, that he took the tickets for the gallery, and he also paid for the ticket in coins. Lushkov, is that you? Called Sergey, recognizing in the little man his former wood chopper. How are you? What are you doing? How is everything with you? So finally, Sergey recognizes that little man to be his wood chopper, that is Lushkov, the beggar. And Sergey asks him, well, yes, how are you doing? And what are you doing these days? And how is everything going on in your life? So the beggar, Lushkov the beggar, says, all right, I'm a notary now and I'm paid 35 rubles a month. So he says, well, yes, I'm absolutely fine. I'm a notary now. Notary means he's working in courts, and he's paid 35 rubles, and that's a good, handsome money that he was getting paid. Now, moving on to the next page, students. Thank heaven, that's fine. I'm delighted for your sake. I am very, very glad, Lushkov. You see, you are my godson, in a sense. I gave you a push along the right path, you know. Do you remember what a roasting I gave you? Huh? So Sergey was very happy, and Sergey is telling Lushkov that, well, I'm very happy for you. I take you as my godson. That means my taken son. मतलब रियल में उसका वो गॉड मतलब सन ग्रैंड सन नहीं है, बट उसने माना हुआ है उसको. गॉड सन मीन्स योर काइंड ऑफ ग्रैंड सन, जिसको हम अपना लेते हैं. सो वो कहता है, सो नाउ सर्जी सेज दैट डू यू रिमेंबर कि मैंने एक बार तुम्हें बहुत ज़्यादा डांटा था. आई नियरली हैड यू सिंकिंग इन टू द ग्राउंड एट माई फीट दैट डे. Thank you, old man, for not forgetting my words. So he says, yes. Sergey says, so Lushkov says, yes, I do remember. And thank you. That Sergey says, well, that is good. Thank you that you didn't forget my words, and now you're in a better place. Thank you too, said Lushkov. If I hadn't come to you then, I might still have been calling myself a teacher or a student to this day. So even Lushkov says, yes, I do thank you, sir. It was that day that changed me, and if I hadn't come to you, then I would still be begging on the roads, telling that I am a teacher or a student. Yes, by flying to your protection, I dragged myself out of the pit. So Lushkov says, the beggar, he says, yes, while coming to you, I was lucky that I came to you under your protection, and that I was able to drag myself, I was able to pull myself out of that pit. Now, pit here refers to the bad begging work that he was doing. I'm very glad indeed. Thank you for your kind words and deeds. I'm very grateful to you and your cook. God bless that good and noble woman. You spoke finely then, and I shall be indebted to you to my dying day. But strictly speaking, it was your cook Olga who saved me. So the Lushkov the beggar says, yes, no doubt, I do thank you. For your deeds, for your kind words that you changed me, and I also bless. I say that yes, God should bless the noble women, your cook as well. So Lushkov the beggar says that yes, you spoke to me in a very good way, and in a very polite way, and I'm going to remember that till the day I die. But strictly speaking, it was actually the old lady Olga, who actually saved me. So now Sergey feels very confused, and he says, how is that? When I used to come to your house to chop woods, she used to begin, oh, you sot here means dirty person, oh, you miserable creature, there's nothing for you but ruin. And then she would sit down opposite me and grow sad into look at my face and weep. Oh, you unlucky man, there is no pleasure for you in this world, and there will be none in the world to come. you drunkard, you will burn in hell. Oh, you unhappy one. And so she would carry on, in that strain. I can't tell you how misery she suffered, how many tears she shed for my sake. So now Lashkov, the beggar, he's telling the whole secret to Sergey. He says, "Yes, sir, you don't know how much Olga had suffered for me. Every time I used to come, she used to curse me. She used to she used to explain it to me. She used to try to make me understand that it's high time I should start working, and if I don't work, I would be unhappy all my life. So because of me, she had to suffer a lot. Actually, it was her it was she who was actually doing the chopping, so she had to really suffer a lot. She would cry, she would curse me, and she would abuse me, and she would talk all of those things, but still she did not give up. She would do all the work for me. But the chief thing was that she used to chop the woods for me. Do you know, sir, that I did not chop one single stick of wood for you? So now Lashkov says that yes, to Saji, sir, I did not even chop one single wood for you. I did not know how to chop it actually. She did it all. Why this saved me, why I changed. Why I stopped drinking. At the sight of her, I cannot explain. I only know, owing to her words and noble deeds, a change took place in my heart. She set me right, and I shall never forget it. However, it is time to go now. There goes the bell. Lashkov bowed and departed to the gallery. So finally, Lashkov disclosed the whole secret and the mystery. So he said to Sergey that I did not actually chop even a single wood for you. The whole time it was Olga who used to do it for me, and it is because of her words. It is because looking at her, she was doing the work for me, that made me feel so ashamed. That brought a change in my heart, and that is the reason I am a changed person now. So, saying this, Lashkov says, "Okay, it is time for me to go now." And the bell rang, and Lashkov simply, in a very polite manner, bowed before Sergey, and he departed from there. So, students, this is how the whole story goes. I hope you understood the story and you enjoyed it. Uh, it was a simple story of a beggar, how he gets transformed into a perfect gentleman, into a respectful gentleman. Okay, so this is the end of the chapter, students, and end of our moments book as well. Okay, so the chapter is written by Anton Chekhov. Okay, I'll be sending you the PDF file instructing you about the notes that you have to write. So kindly complete your copies. So yes, and in the next session we are left with the poems. So we'll carry on with the poems in the Beehive book. Okay, so all of you please keep your copies completed, and till then all of you stay safe and stay healthy. We'll meet in the next session, students. Thank you.